What name did your family force on you that nearly ruined your life? My parents named me Princess, not as a nickname, Ashner. Legally Princess Johnson on my birth certificate. They thought it would make me feel special and confident. Instead, it made my life a complete nightmare for 22 years. It started in kindergarten. Every first day of school was the same routine. Teachers would call roll and get to Princess Johnson, and their faces would light up. They'd scan the room looking for some adorable little girl in a frilly dress and tiara. Instead, they got me, a tomboy with scraped knees who collected beetles and climbed the tallest trees on the playground. The other kids figured it out fast. "Where's your crown, princess?" became the daily greeting. "Why don't you live in a castle?" they'd ask during lunch. By second grade, it escalated to fake princess because I had dirt permanently caked under my fingernails and wore the same ripped jeans 3 days in a row. Middle school was absolutely brutal. Not only did I have to deal with normal teenage awkwardness, but my name made everything 10 times worse. Substitute teachers would announce Princess Johnson and the entire classroom would erupt in laughter. I'd sink lower in my seat while kids made exaggerated bowing motions and called me Your Highness in mocking voices. The guidance counselor called me in during 8th grade because my grades were slipping. She suggested I might feel more comfortable going by my middle name, Marie. For 3 beautiful months, I was just Marie. My confidence started coming back. I made actual friends who knew me as Marie. Then parent-teacher conferences happened and my mom corrected everyone. Her name is Princess, not Marie. We didn't name her that for nothing. High school brought new humiliations. Every time a teacher read my name off the roster, I'd get the same reaction. Snickers, eye rolls, whispered comments. Dating was impossible. What teenage boy wants to tell his friends he's dating someone named Princess? I went to exactly one school dance in 4 years. My date spent the whole night making jokes about dancing with royalty. Odd, but the real nightmare started when I turned 16 and needed a job. I'd fill out applications and hand them to managers who would literally laugh out loud. "Princess," one guy at the local pizza place said, barely containing his laughter. "Are you serious right now?" Another manager at a clothing store looked at my application and said, "Is this some kind of joke?" I didn't get a single interview for 3 months while my friends with normal names got hired everywhere. When I finally got my driver's license, the DMV worker thought someone was playing a prank. She stared at my birth certificate for a full minute, then called her supervisor over. They made me provide 3 additional forms of identification before they believed Princess was my actual legal name. Other teenagers waiting in line started taking pictures and posting them on social media. College applications were a complete disaster. A lot of it, despite having a 3.8 GPA and solid test scores, I kept getting rejection letters from schools I should have easily gotten into. My guidance counselor finally pulled me aside senior year and told me what she'd been hearing from admissions officers. Some weren't taking my application seriously because they thought Princess was a fake name. After community college, job hunting became my full-time nightmare. I'd submit dozens of applications online and never hear back. When I finally started using just P. Johnson on resumes,
Suddenly I was getting calls, but then I'd show up to interviews and watch faces fall when I introduced myself as Princess. The absolute breaking point came when I was 22, interviewing for a paralegal position at a prestigious law firm downtown. I walked into this beautiful office wearing my best suit, resume in hand, confident I was qualified. The receptionist looked up and said, "I'm sorry, we're not hiring party planners today. The children's birthday entertainment company is down the hall." When I explained I was there for the paralegal position, she looked genuinely confused. "But your name is Princess. Are you sure you're in the right place?" Even after showing my appointment confirmation, she kept glancing at me skeptically like I was lost. The interview itself was a complete joke. The lawyer kept smirking every time he said my name. "So Princess, tell me about your experience with legal research." "Princess, how would you handle confidential documents?" I could tell he wasn't taking me seriously at all. That night I went home and cried harder than I had since middle school. I realized my parents' attempt to make me feel special had actually trapped me in a nightmare I couldn't escape. The next morning, I drove straight to the courthouse and filed for a legal name change. Princess Marie Johnson officially became Patricia Marie Johnson. It cost me $300 and was the best money I ever spent. Within 2 weeks of updating my resume with Patricia instead of Princess, I had 3 job interviews scheduled. Within a month, I had 2 solid job offers and my first department approval. The difference was absolutely night and day. I'm 30 now, successful in my career as Patricia, but sometimes I wonder how many opportunities I missed because people couldn't take Princess seriously. The saddest part is my parents still don't understand why I changed it. They act like I rejected their gift, but Princess wasn't a gift, it was a burden I carried for 22 years until I finally had the courage to set it down.